got a nice highlight, and it's of the Nasdaq today. You could pull this over to the ES as well, but the Nasdaq had a couple things that we watch, especially Dave watches. If you look at this purple line, it's hard to see it because it's in the middle here, but it's going to pop up, and that's watching the Russell, not just the price of the Russell, but he has done a little mathematics to say if the Russell and the Nasdaq were moving together, the Nasdaq should be up here if the Russell spikes. So let me play it real quick, and I want you to watch the spike of this purple line. It took off a little bit, and it takes off even more. So when you see that, when we see that, and the Nasdaq doesn't go up, all right. So this goes up, but the Nasdaq doesn't go up. In other words, isn't following, and you have another stock index that's strong. Dave has seen a high probability that there's weakness about to come into the Nasdaq. So when the Russell goes up and the Nasdaq doesn't follow, or the Russell and the Nasdaq go up and the ES doesn't follow, general weakness that's coming in. So that's one. Two is the identification of the bottom of consolidation. And anytime you have the bottom of consolidation identified, generally people who are long will get nervous and put in sell stops and try to get out underneath it. So there's generally a chance to run and break out. Okay. So you kind of have that identified. And then what you also got is a bunch of longs that come in. Dave mentioned it, a bunch of longs just sprayed in around 75 even here in the NQ. So I want you to watch it. We'd see that over here where my cursor is, and I'll play it. And let me grab it, fast forward it. Right there, you could see, let me back it up and just blow it. Back it up. First of all, the Russell takes off. Look at this line. And then all this green over there come in as I fast forward it. Boom. They all come in. And then you'll see my yellow line come in real time, going over what I just went over here. The bottom of this consolidation, the fact that the Russell took off and the NASDAQ didn't. And I said, we're going to get a nice long bar below the 68s when they take it out. So you had the whole progression of why you should be bearish, when you should get short, and what you should anticipate to happen. And the market blows out to the bottom. And then there's, it's just a lack of randomness when that happens. You get some red to come in, some shorts, so at least creates a little bit of a stop. Shorts come in again, they stop. And you could see it rally once enough shorts come in to be stuck. But let me just rewind it, show again, bottom of consolidation. The Russell takes off to the upside, but the NASDAQ doesn't move. Bunch of longs get in. Yeah, there's shorts in there, but the longs are what just sprayed in and the price went underneath it. And that's when they're saying, holy SHIT. And when you can get longs to say that, downside is imminent. So just keep your eye on it. Now we could look at what's the ES doing. ES had the bottom of a consolidation that was forming. And so when you look at the ES and you're like, if I'm looking to get short the ES, I'm glad to see this happen in the NASDAQ. And maybe I could find my win moment in the ES. So let's take it and just look at the S&P at the same time. What you see is some longs getting in right there. Take a look at that guy that got in. At the same time, they're starting to break out in the NQ. And the downside also became the right side in the S&P. But as soon as you get some good momentum in the NASDAQ breaking out of their 68 to 70 consolidation box is when the ES rotated down. These longs right in here came in. And then the kicker was that guy that came in right there. When moments, stripping out the randomness, other people's positions.